are several reasons why this forbearance challenge is a huge concern for the mortgage industry. Today, we want to focus on how this impacts lenders and how this can quickly snowball to an even bigger challenge. Several of you put out great content explaining why forbearance might not be the best option for the consumer. We love it, and please continue to do that and educate on social. I can't go into everything today, but I'll attempt to explain this very complex challenge in the simplest of terms. Before we begin, I want everyone to understand how important this really is and just how big of a domino the mortgage industry is. If this gigantic domino falls, so goes the rest of the industries and our country. I'm not trying to sensationalize here, guys. I'm just being real. Real estate and mortgage are the biggest drivers of the biggest economy in the world, period. So it's imperative that we understand what's at stake here. Now, forbearance in and of itself is a great gesture. It's a helping hand to a family that may be struggling during a tough time. We're seeing millions of layoffs right now, so I understand the spirit behind this relief. I really do. And I don't think anybody would argue that. The problems begin when we have millions of families taking advantage of forbearance when maybe they don't really need to. They have some savings for a rainy day, but they don't really want to leverage the savings. Well, guys, I hate to say this, but the rainy day is here, and that's awesome that we saved for such a day, but it's here, and now we need to put that savings to work for us. See, what happens if we don't is this problem gets compounded for all mortgage lenders across America, again, for various reasons, but let's just focus on making new loans for Americans that want to take advantage of the low interest rates. See, each mortgage lender has their own capital, but they also have what are called warehouse lines. That's a confusing term, so we will call them lines of credit moving forward. For this example, this lender has 4 of them. Each one of these glasses represent about $1 billion in the form of a line of credit. Sounds like a lot of money, and it is, but this gets turned over pretty quickly in the industry. See, they use these lines of credit to fund loans each month. So let's say for the sake of this demonstration, it's January 1st and all of these lines of credit are available. We have about $4 billion to operate with, and it sounds like a lot, but the company in this example just funded $3 billion in loans to the consumers. So let's lower our lines of credit by $3 billion. Now the company is low in capacity, right? We don't have $4 billion anymore to work with. We only have, say, $1 billion left to operate on. That's a bit scary, but not really, because lenders will sell these newly funded loans on the secondary market to investors. They'll make back the $3 billion that they leveraged off their line of credits and replenish them all. In a normal market, that $4 billion is turned over and leveraged many, many times throughout the year. Operative word being normal market. Now let's throw in the F word, forbearance. Again, well intended, but let's see what that does to our operation. Same example, we fund $3 billion in loans, our lines of credit are all down again, but that's okay, because we're gonna sell these newly funded loans on the secondary market and replenish our lines, right, Ryan? Well, not so fast. When a lender makes a loan and it goes into forbearance, like millions of loans are doing right now, the lender can't move it off their lines, and it stays on their line because it's not eligible for sale, and they can't replenish their lines. So as a result, they tie up their warehouse lines or the lines of credit, limiting their operations and their ability to lend money further to Americans that want to take advantage of these low rates. Worse, if people continue to lose their job, forbearance can quickly turn into another F word, foreclosure. This compounds the problem even further. Tying up their lines of credit is the start of many more problems to come for obvious reasons. But back to our analogy. Keep in mind the challenges we talked about last week, margin calls, pairing off fees, and now the forbearance buybacks tying up their ability to lend. And that's the problem right there and what's happening as we speak. This is a huge problem that can bankrupt and shut down really good companies overnight. Again, guys, this is 10 times more complicated than what I just explained, and I had to combine several problems into one to try to explain this. Please don't beat me up in the comment section below. As you can see, these challenges are piling up. It's very difficult, and the mortgage market right now is extremely risky. The fix isn't so easy either. We have some of the smartest people in the world currently discussing and arguing a fix, and they can't seem to agree. I hope this made sense today, and I hope that loan officers, realtors, and consumers now really understand the risk at hand with forbearance. Our goal wasn't to impress you with our knowledge, but try to break down a really complicated problem in an easy to understand way, and we really hope we did that for you today. This deserves to be shared with anyone that has a mortgage. It's a bigger problem than most of us know. Realtors and lenders, we're relying on you guys to share this with as many people as possible. Collectively, we have a chance to fix this. Individually, we do not. See you next time.